Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1917 of What You Up To Now, documenting and sharing the journey. As I originally transitioned in 2017, I first came online. For the most part, prior to that, I've been in offline businesses in corporate America for decades, literally for decades. And following a sudden cardiac arrest, divorce, things like that, I am divesting myself of all of our joint businesses. I wanted to do something, but I wasn't sure what. I wanted to do something totally different and new that I'd never done before. And so I hopped online, hooked up with an organization called ClickFunnels as my introduction to how do I get a quick overview of the internet, how it works, marketing, online marketing, internet marketing, whatever you call it, all those things. And then what tools and strategies are working now. And I tested out a lot of those. Some of them were okay. Some of them were epic failures, and some of them were a success. And I needed to learn what worked for me, what works with my personality, what works with my skills and abilities, what works with what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses, because I'm going to stay away from my weaknesses. I'm going to build on my strengths. So it's been an interesting journey, and I've been sharing it and documenting it here because I have vision challenges that have gotten really bad over the last couple of years and had them for decades, but they finally, following my sudden cardiac arrest and some more eye surgeries, my vision kind of tanked. And so since about 2019, I've been legally blind, and that makes life just more interesting and more challenging. It's like, for a lot of people, I think it would shut us down and stop us, but I'm like, no, I'm going to figure it out. I'll figure out what I can do, not what I can't do. And so I use lots of magnifying glasses. I use big screens and things like that help me. I use voice technology. There's so many things that can help us no matter what our challenges are, if we're willing to look for them and learn them and try them. And I have always been a learner and a lifelong learner. And so to me, it's just another challenge to overcome and figure out how I'm going to handle it. So today, a couple pieces of content I created, one for this year's annual challenge, the Get Your Goals Annual Challenge. We're going through a goals process at the end of each month that we identified in January. We went through a bunch of different goal frameworks as part of the challenge and looked at them, tried them out, and then figured out and created our own process of what works best for us as a group, and me included. And so then at the end of each month, this month we're focusing on spiritual well-being and spiritual health as part of a 9-part life framework that I've used since 2021. Prior to that, it was a 7-part life framework: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. And then I added communication and confidence in 2021, following all the craziness and upheaval of the pandemic. It's like, all right, I want to keep moving forward. What do I need to focus on to do that? And I discovered a coaching group that has and talks about our core competencies and our core foundational skills, and communication and confidence were 2 of those that I picked to add to my life framework. And I think that they've served me pretty well and are continuing to serve me well. So we talked about the step 1 of that process today in the annual challenge. And today's actually day 114 of our annual challenge. I love annual challenges. This is about my 6th one, not 6th one online. I've been doing annual challenges for a long, long time. Since I was young, I would challenge myself to improve or do something every year. And then I started doing them online to get over my fear of doing video, because like everybody else, I was scared to death to see myself and hear myself on video. And then to get over that, my trick was just don't ever watch your videos. If you watch your own videos, you'll just sit and judge them and you'll never post them. If you just do them and move forward, you'll get better and better and better at them, just like everything else, right? We have to practice. So we talked about step 1. Step 1 of the goal setting process that we created and set up for ourselves for this year is to identify your current story and your current situation versus your desired story and your desired situation. So with respect to our spiritual well-being and health today, we are identifying our current situation, and then we're going to flip that using a tool. I call it, and I didn't make this up, Lynn Grabhorn did, the don't wants versus the wants. As humans, it's really easy for us to list off all the things that we don't want, but it's harder to just, if somebody asks you what you want, if you ask 100 people what they want, maybe 5 of them can spit out what they want. Everybody else, 95% of us, will focus on the negative, what we don't want. And all you have to do is look at those don't wants and flip them around, because usually the opposite of that is really what we want. So I did that, and we're using that type tool to come up with our current story versus our desired story with respect to a spiritual goal. Then we're going to pick a spiritual goal, and we're going to go through the entire process till the end of this month. Our topic for Supersize Your Business, we've got a business group, and we talk about idioms every day. I started doing it as part of my move when I was moving out of my house when I got divorced. And, big family home, it's where we raised the kids, lots of stuff to deal with. And I'm like, all right, I need an easy way, an easy topic to connect with my Supersize Your Business group. So I started sharing idioms. I found a book that was my kids from Scholastic. Remember, kids in junior high and grade school read Scholastic books. And it was 600 idioms, what they mean, where they came from. And then I added how you can use it to build and grow and supersize your business. So today's idiom was to take the high road. Now, I love this idiom. Why? It reminds me to stick to my core values, who I really am, and what's important to me in my life and in my business. And to always, no matter what craziness and insanity is going on around me, do what's right? Do what's right and good and moral and valuable. Don't, just because people around us are behaving badly, doesn't mean we retaliate and behave badly. I do not believe in revenge. I believe in karma. And I think that if you do bad things and put bad things into the world, the universe will take care of you. I don't ever need to. And that means I can take the high road at every opportunity. And guess what? It feels better for me. If I think bad thoughts, it feels bad. So I don't want to do that. So that was our idiom and our expression today. It's actually from the 1948 presidential election when Thomas E. Dewey was running, Republican candidate was running against President Truman. And of course, he was letting people decide if Truman's actions and what he was doing about the world were the high road or not. And apparently they did, because of course he won the election. So that's it. Those are my couple pieces of content today. Lots going on in my neck of the woods. I'm working on some new projects, which is always exciting and fun for me, as well as dealing with some people that aren't taking the high road, because that happens too. All right, if I can help you anyway, ask. Otherwise, have an absolutely fantastic day and week, and I will be with you tomorrow. Have a great day.